Hello from wonderful Wiltshire. We're off on another adventure on Amazon Live, and I'm just waiting for things to work out. I mean, I'm broadcasting from my Live studio as usual. I'm waiting for the signal to go through to one stream, and it has. So I just need to click there and click on Amazon Live, and that should in a second go green. Once it goes green, I can then rush off and find my iPad. Well, not necessarily, it's right next to me, and go preview, and then I should get the signal from Amazon Live that I'm live. Go live. Okay, so rushing back to the studio again, and we've made it with 9 seconds to spare. It's a record. Okay, this is Stephen broadcasting from Be Live through OneStream, and I'm going to come on screen. I've just noticed a message. It says that I'm live on Amazon Live. That's what I was looking for. So hopefully that's true. If you are watching me live on Amazon Live, please do say hello. If you're watching me live on Facebook or YouTube, say hello. Your comments help to make the broadcast. And that was just an example comment. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch the lights on in here by pressing a button. And now I'm properly lit. I'm being lit by Logitech Literalite, which is down the carousel, and which is the first item I'm going to talk about today on our adventure. And so official welcome to the broadcast. This is a lights, camera, action. Welcome on Amazon Live. We've got our first view on Amazon Live of the day. And you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England. You most decidedly are. Now, I went to the hairdresser this morning, so there isn't as much of me as there was earlier. And all the thing is that if you change the way you look, all the profile picture and everything need changing. So I've got a long. Well, I've got to actually get things sorted out because I kept changing things. So let's take that off screen. I'm going to take myself off full screen, and we'll look at the topics today. Bottom left-hand corner, this one, if I get my act together eventually, is this. And we're going to be talking about Logitech C920x camera. And the X stands for extra, and we're going to be looking at XSplit VCam, which is my favorite background removal software. And I'll be showing you the video for that later. The thing about the Logitech C920x, it's an ideal first camera, and with the addition of the background removal software, it's a bargain. And today it's down in the carousel at $69.99. So Logitech C920x will be taking a look at. I just got a warning in my studio, which I don't think is relative to our broadcast on Amazon Live. Next to that, the first item I'm going to be looking at today is Logitech Literalite. Now, I first saw this show hosted by my good friend Marco Novo in Portugal, and he was interviewing Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. And as you can see, Daniel's demonstrating the light. I'm going to tell you the story of that light and why that light is now lighting me. So the show is, as you know, lights, camera, action, webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, and Fitbits. That's the action bit. I'm a great believer in using Fitbits to stay fit and to walk marathons. And I'll tell you that story later in today's broadcast. Now, if you've any questions about webcams, audio gear, Fitbits, microphones, or live video, then please do ask her during the course of this broadcast. The thing is that if you do comment during this live broadcast, I will see it. I will talk about it. I'll answer any questions you have. I'll acknowledge any comments. This can be interactive, okay? Sometimes not, but sometimes it can be. And all you need to do is make that first comment and we can start a conversation. The next item you can see is my second camera, which at the moment is pointing towards my iPad. So there's my iPad with the live broadcast on it. And you can see that 10 people are watching live at the moment. We don't get to know who you are, but we do get to know how many of you are. And basically, if you say hello, then I will see it on this iPad and I'll respond to your comment. Okay, this is live. This is my demonstration area. And in it, down in the carousel today, you can see the Anker 4-way USB. You can see an Echo Dot. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 4:05 p.m.
Okay, it's 4:05 p.m. where I am, but it's 11:05 where you are on the east coast of the States. TP-Link Deco, basically, I'm actually broadcasting using this now on Wi-Fi, and the signal is pretty strong. And we've got 3 units. I'll explain to you how to deploy this, and this is the best Wi-Fi network I've come across. Then we've got 2 plants. Let's just move them over slightly, and hopefully we're going to watch this one flower during 2022. And this one is a survivor because it shouldn't be there. That plant pot was actually emptied, and then the plant started growing, so we allowed it to stay. There's my BeLive mug. I work for BeLive, and this is my show on Amazon Live. So if any questions about BeLive during this live broadcast, then please do ask. So that's my second camera. I'm going to take that off. And then I thought that I'd show you a little bit about where I live. Okay, so I live in a place called Devizes in England, and Devizes is about 93 miles away from London. And these are my photographs that I took, and Devizes is spelt like that, originally from the Latin, ad divisas, at the crossroads. And this is one of our local walks, 5 minutes out the door. We can go for a walk in the countryside. And the next photograph on here, he said, if I go, oh, this is good. I thought I'd actually captured a whole gallery. Just a minute. Let's come back to me for a minute. Okay. If you do a live broadcast and everything goes perfectly, then all things are good. But occasionally things are going to go wrong, and we're going to have one of those days today. So let me try again. I'm going to try to share, and I'm going to share that, and I'm going to select that and add image. Okay, so this is live. To prove this is live, I'm going to bring it up on screen. Okay, and we're back on track. What I'm going to do is hide that. Okay, we live to Stonehenge, and you'll see a video about Stonehenge later in this broadcast, shot using the home gimbal, which is down the carousel. And I've got the stage where go to plan B, my gallery is not working properly. Okay, let's take it off solo. Right, I've just discovered that my gallery, I'm going to show you sort of 7 or 8 photographs of devices, but I can't do that because my gallery is not working. Okay, these things are sent to try us. So let's hide the gallery. Okay, so that's disappearing. I don't need my second camera, so I can switch that off. I'm going to tell you about the XSplit VCam, and I'm going to look normal in a minute. Just a second, I'm going to hide that. And now we've got lights, camera, action, which is what the broadcast is all about. And we've got our first product of the day, which is the Logitech Literalite. So without further ado, we'll remove the show graphics. So now, just so you know, I'm actually broadcasting from a system called BeLive. Now, that's the logo over there. BeLive, I started using October 15, 2016. So nearly 5.5 years since I actually started using this software. And it has Well, it's matured over those years, and it's now, for me, the ideal selling platform, and that's why I use BeLive. Right. But I was there, and I was watching a broadcast. I watch a lot of broadcasts on Amazon Live. Okay, as well as appearing on Amazon Live, I actually watch a lot of broadcasts. And I was watching Marco talking with Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. Now, Logitech are well known for the cameras C920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio, of course, which we'll see later. But Daniel actually demonstrated this light, this new light. This is the first light that Logitech have ever produced, and it's called the Logitech Literalite Glow. And I watched the replay of Marco's show. I watched Daniel demonstrate the light, and what I did, quite simply, was this. As it come back to me, okay, I went and bought one of the lights. This is a Logitech Literalite Glow light, and it's down in the carousel at the moment. It's $59.99. Now, I had a problem, a real world problem. I used to use soft boxes, great big things, yeah, one either side of me. The light went onto the wall, and then it was reflected back, and it looked great. It worked great for 3 years. But after 3 years, because soft boxes are made of fabric, it started to fray at the edges. And we took it to the local centre and recycling centre and disposed of the light. So both of them, dismantled them, sorted them into metal and non-metal, and then took them down and took them to the recycling centre. And they are now well recycled, I would think. Not left with no lights for 3 weeks. And when you've sort of had no lights for 3 weeks, then you're on the lookout for them. And I was actively looking for lights when I saw this demonstration by Daniel. And I bought my light. And here it is. Okay. The Logitech Literalite Glow. Now, the first thing you notice about the light is its beautiful design. Okay. And the fact that this is a very versatile light, and it, just a moment, it's actually on at the moment. If I switch it off, you can see I've gone darker. The camera is trying to compensate, but there's nothing better than being lit properly when you live broadcast. Now, I'm lit by Logitech Literalite Glow light at the moment. It's the only light that's on in the room. It's currently 4:15 in the afternoon, so it's not dark yet, but it's getting darker. Anyway, by the by, so you can bend the light forward like that. Okay, you can bend the light back. You can turn the light to the right. You can turn the light to the left. Okay, so as far as the light itself is concerned, you can bend it forward, turn it sideways. And the other thing you can do is you can actually extend it. Okay, so that's the full extension, and then I could bend the light. Now, my light is over my desking, and it's like that. Okay, now, if you don't, because it's, when you should bring that platform out, you can hook it over your monitor or your PC or Mac, and it's very stable. I mean, that is a very stable setting for this. Okay, it's on the top of my monitor at the moment. It's so yay close to the Logitech Brio camera. Okay, so I've got two Logitech products together, the Brio and the Literalite. Now, what you could do, if you wanted, is you could take the light off the stand that's supplied and put it onto a tripod. If you put it on a tripod, then the benefit of doing that is that you can put the tripod anywhere on your desking, so the light can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be up above you. Although I would suggest that if you're broadcasting live, you should have one light. You only need 1 Literalite. Okay, I'm only being lit by 1 Literalite. I have no office lights on at all, just the one light. So you can put it on a tripod. Now, there is one other thing that you actually need to do in order for it to work. Supplied with the light is a USB-A, USB-C cable, and you can plug the cable into the back of the light, right way around. Okay, I heard that. straighten it up again, and you've got switches on the back of the light. Now, the center switch, that one, switches the light on. So the light is now on. Now, the thing you'll notice straight away is that this is not an obtrusive light. This light is designed for gamers as well as broadcasters. And you can use this light all day long. It is safe for all day use. Certainly safe for my 2-hour live broadcast today. And it's not shining in my eyes. It's not intrusive. It's not glaring. It's just a soft light. I'll tell you more about it and the soft light in a moment. Okay. Also on the back of the light, you have controls for the temperature. So this is not like the soft boxes, which you've got an on and off switch. This is different shades. Now, basically, Logitech have supplied 6 settings, presets, that's the word I was looking for, and you can try them all out. And we're going to try them all out in a moment. I'm going to show you the software that you can use to control this light, because you don't have to control this light from the back. Because if I did that now, I would have to reach up over the light and mess about. Don't like messing about. Don't know about you. I like it simple. And if there's a piece of software I can have on my desktop, on my PC or Mac, I'm happy. Okay. So that's how you switch the light on. And if I press again, the light is off. Okay, so it's not an off switch. Now, I'm going to tell you the salient features. Now, the thing about, I really enjoy doing this live broadcasting, and I'm blessed to actually appear on Amazon Live. I'm one of 4 Englishmen broadcasting Amazon Live, and I'm grateful for that, totally grateful. And I appreciate the fact that you're spending part of your day with me. Okay, but we're going to go over, and I call this the Logitech Literalite Glow. Okay, but its official title is the Logitech Literalite Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. That's its official title. As I said earlier, it's got true soft lighting. So this is not on or off. This is shades of white. And it's not too bright. That rhymed, didn't it? Okay. The next thing is it's got adjustable monitor mount. We've talked about the fact it goes up, it goes down, it goes forward, it goes sideways. So it is totally adjustable. And if you want it to be totally independent, you can use a tripod. Take the light off, put it on a tripod. Okay. Next one. It's brightness and color temperature settings. We've seen those on the back, and we're going to be use of them in a moment. And then the next item in is desktop app. And I'm going to show you the desktop app momentarily. Okay, I'm going to show you how to control light. Now, the thing about it is that it's going for natural skin tones and a radiant look. Now, I don't know how I look. I did go to the hairdresser this morning, but hopefully I'm presentable because of the light, or in spite of the light. I don't know which it is. Okay. It's safe for all day streaming. I said that earlier. It's designed with gamers in mind, and gamers can broadcast for 8 to 10 hours at a time, or even all day. Mere mortals like me broadcast for 2 hours. So it's definitely safe for 2 hours. It's got freedom of light placement. We'll discuss that. And it uses Logitech's free G Hub desktop software. Now, the thing about G Hub software has millions of users around the world because gamers actually use it to control all their Logitech cameras. And in fact, any Logitech device can be controlled by G Hub. So that means that when they came to launch the light, and the light's only been available since January 2022, so it's only 3.5 months old. So it's a relatively new light. This is the first light that Logitech have ever produced. And let's just remind ourselves what the light is actually called. It's a Logitech Literalite Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. Now, the thing about this light is, since I've been demonstrating it, and this is true, before I show you the software, I'm just going to bring an image into screen. And okay, so thank you to Daniel and Marco. I'm going to hide that. This is my good friend, Jim Ziegler, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And Jim saw one of my broadcasts and he went and bought the Logitech Literalite. And in this video, he gives a testimonial to it because, as you can see, Jim is using Logitech Literalite with background removal software, but he doesn't have a green screen. And if you look at the quality of the picture, the Literalite enables him to work without a green screen in his case. In addition to Jim, and Jim's a great friend, we've known each other 15 years, and I wish him well. He's speaking live this week before an audience of 2,000. So Jim, I want to wish you a great live show. I can broadcast live in front of 2,000 people. I can broadcast live, but to actually stand up, yeah. So we say thank you to Jim Ziegler, and Jim bought the light. My good friend Christa Boven in Belgium bought the light, and my good friend Peter Stewart in Aberdeen bought this light as well, simply based on the demonstration. So thank you to all of them, and I hope you're enjoying the light as much as I am, because this has changed the way that I broadcast. Now I'm going to put the light down. Okay, so the light is going down, and just let me check my iPad, because I did get a warning a few minutes ago. And yes, I'm still live, and thank you for watching. Oh, Jackie, hello. Thank you for me. Thank you for commenting. This is absolutely brilliant, Jackie. Nice to meet you. If you want to let me know where you're actually watching from, that would be brilliant. If you've got any questions about any aspect of the items in the carousel or about live broadcasting in general, please ask. I'll do my best to answer. But many thanks for actually commenting. And this is an opportunity. I mean, I don't work for Amazon. I'm an independent broadcaster like thousands of others. And we're here to give you a no holds barred review of the items we're actually looking at. And we're looking at a Literalite at the moment. I'm going to show you how you can control it. So I need to share my desktop. Okay, and let's share my desktop in a second. And I'm going over to a window, and that's the window I want. Okay, so this is the software that controls the light. Now, the thing is that you go to logitech.com, you type in Logitech Litra, you download the software, install it, and it will see, as you'll see in a minute, it will see your light straight away. Okay, so this is the software. This is Logitech G Hub, and as you can see at the moment, it's set up and it's got the light and it's got the presets, and we're going to go through the presets as I take the software off full screen. And there, so the software is now off full screen. Say thank you to Jim and have a great broadcast, well, a great live show this week, Jim. And now we've got the software, and if I switch the software off, okay, and switch the light off, I click the on-off button, then you can see that I've gone dark. Okay, the difference between having the light on and the light off, I was going to say it's night and day, but that's not strictly accurate. Let's go to the comments again. And oh, Jackie's in Arizona. Brilliant. Okay, brilliant. Thank you for letting me know. It's great to know where people are from and watching from. Thank you, much appreciated. So there you are. If you want to comment like Jackie is, then please do. Okay, that's it. The thing you should know. Okay, the thing you should know is at the end of this broadcast, all the comments will disappear. It's not like YouTube where the comments sort of stay there. On Amazon Live, as soon as the broadcast is ended, all the comments disappear. Yeah. Right. So let's go back to the software. So the software here is Logitech G Hub. We've downloaded it, we've installed it, it can see our light. And now we're in a situation, if I go side by side, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change so that you can see a bit better. So just let me change theme. Okay, and I'm going to go side by side, and I'm going to go like this. Okay, so you can see me and you can see the software. Now, as I said at the top of this, it's not about having light or no light. It's about having different shades of light. And there are 6 presets supplied by Logitech with the software. Okay, this is the first one. This is the start of the day. This is when everything's bright, and it's too bright for me. So I'm going to go off full screen, and we're going to work our way down these options. And these are the options that you'll get if you buy the light, download the software. This is called Cozy Daylight. Now that's not as bright. And then we're coming further down, mild afternoon, which is what it is here. This I prefer. This is one. I've got 2 favorites. This is one of them. And the thing is that you basically what this is all about is getting comfortable on camera, is being well lit. Cameras are important, microphones are important, but so is lighting. And Logitech Literalite $59.99 is the most cost-effective way of lighting yourself, whether you're on Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, or on your website. It's the best I've found. I mean, I looked around and people were paying $200, not for this light, but for other lighting. So I'm saying it's very cost effective, and it's Logitech, and we all know Logitech. Okay, so the next one down, and I'm going to go through these. So soft sunset, I quite like that one as well. And let's go down even further to cozy candlelight. Now this is nice and warm, and it is one of my favorite settings. Right. Okay. Now, the next setting is one that we can do ourselves. So this is nothing to do with Logitech. So I'm going to the final setting, and this is one I set up earlier as an example of what not to do. So this is not Logitech. This is Stephen, and I need to do some work on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the software and I'm going to decrease the temperature. Okay, so I'm getting close to my normal skin tones. Then I'm going to decrease the brightness because that was on full brightness, and come to about there. Okay, so I've changed the way that I look on camera simply by changing the lighting settings. Now, if you forgive me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back. That was just a demonstration. I'm going to switch back to one of my favorite settings, which is this is soft sunset. So it is a controllable light. It is an affordable light. It simply works. It's not complicated, and the software controls it effectively. And it means that the lighting aspect of a broadcast is taken care of by, we'll all be able to say this at the end, the Logitech Literalite Premium LED Streaming Light. Okay, so it's designed for streaming. It's designed for gamers. It's designed for us, live broadcasters. And it is, close that down. Remember, bend it forward. Mine is on my BenQ monitor, which is down the carousel. It's beaming light down on me. It's not in my eyes. I can forget it's there. I can just carry on looking at the Brio camera. And all you need to do to actually use the software is to download it and to plug, sorry, I should do the other end, to plug the other end of this USB cable into your Mac or PC. Okay, so no hubs, just straight into your Mac or PC, and then the software just works flawlessly out the box. So lighting, we've got you covered, because Logitech Literalite, released in January 2022, we know the Logitech build, we know the quality, and it's on today in the carousel for $59.99, which I would say is a good investment. Okay, the next item we're going to look at today is Logitech C920x camera. Now, I started broadcasting back in 2015, and I broadcast on a system called Blab, B-L-A-B, which was before Facebook Live. And on that, we used to use the internal microphone, the internal camera on our PCs and Macs to actually broadcast. And we're just happy to, it's just technology was just so amazing. Yeah, Blab did an excellent job technology-wise. And then along came Facebook Live, and along came Be Live, and we thought, well, we're going to have to improve our game. We're going to have to upgrade the way we look, and the way we sound. So hundreds, if not millions of people, when Facebook Live arrived, went out and bought this camera. I'm going to give you the camera's official title, and I'm going to come down here. Okay, and this is the Logitech C920x, and the X stands for extra. Okay, and I'll tell you what the extra is, and I'll demonstrate the extra in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so if you want to know more about the camera, stay with me. And if you've got any questions about the camera, then please do ask. Okay, now when it's supplied, okay, it comes like this. You've got the lens in the middle, and you've got twin stereo microphones. That's the start. And then all you need to do is to plug it in to your PC or Mac, and your PC or Mac will instantly recognize this camera. This camera is sold in its millions. Yeah. The next thing I should tell you, is that I've had this camera, Logitech C920x, for the last 6 years. This camera works as well now as it did when I got it. It normally lives on my second computer, and it's a brilliant camera. It's 1080p and 720p. We're broadcasting to you today in 720p. The higher the number, the clearer the picture. Okay. 720p is DVD quality. So yeah, so it's acceptable quality. When we watch DVDs, that's the quality we're getting. This camera can do that, and it can also do high definition as well. So if you want a camera, an external camera, then this is the one. As I say, mine's 6 years old. The one that's actually down in the carousel at the moment at $69.99 is not 6 years old. I'll tell you when it was. They did a total redesign. So, but just to go on durability and the quality of the build is exemplary. Yeah, I can see this going on for another 6 years. My Logitech Brio, which I've had for 2 years, yeah, because there are no moving parts. I mean, it just sits on top. Well, when I say sits, basically what you do is you pull that shelf down, yeah, and then this camera goes on top of your monitor, and you can change the angle there so it's sat securely. So you're comfortable looking at the camera, okay, and it goes on top of your monitor or on top of your PC or Mac, and it's just looking, and I'm looking at the camera now. Yeah, looking at the camera is a learned skill, most definitely. So it goes on top of your monitor. It's static. You don't need to move it. You can set it and forget it. Now, you can take this straight out of the box, plug it in, and it'll work. No problem at all. It will work out the box. There is software called Logitech Capture, which I'll introduce you to later, which allows you to do more, but you don't need to. This is a pure choice thing. As we did with the lighting, what we want to do is get the best lighting, or what we want is the best camera settings, which may not be the default ones, which is why you would look at the software. Now, if I close that up, you'll see a thread on the bottom, and this you may have seen a few minutes ago. This is my trusty tripod, and I'm going to do this live. I'm nothing if not daring. Just let me sort this out. If you don't want to have the camera on top of your monitor, then you can put it on a tripod, and it's as simple as that. As you saw there, live demonstration, it takes seconds to actually put this Logitech C920x camera onto a tripod, and then splay the legs out, 3 legs, and then you can put it anywhere on your desking. Okay, I've triggered somebody. Wait a minute, I've got a comment coming in. Okay, within a moment. Just a second, skip. Basically, you can then put this tripod anywhere on your desking. Okay, so it doesn't have to be on top of your monitor. It can be anywhere abouts. Yeah, And that's the beauty of this. Okay, now, as you know, when you're live, you tend to forget things. So I'm going to show you some of the features of the Logitech C920x using my agenda. So the X stands for extra, and I'm going to tell you what the extra is in a moment. It is capable of 1080p and 30 frames per second. 30 frames per second is the number of frames that are actually transmitted every second. The higher that number, the better the quality of the video. Now, 30 FPS is a standard for live broadcasting. Next thing, it's got, as we said, it's got the twin stereo microphones. Omnidirectional, it picks up the sound all around you. Okay, so it's not restricted just to your voice. I mean, I'm using the Elgato Wave 3 microphone today, but this has got built-in microphones which are good quality, probably better quality than in your PC or Mac, because this is not only your first external camera, your first external microphone as well. Next thing, now if I switch my lights off, okay, so I'm going over to the lights, which we saw a moment ago, and I'm going to switch my lights off. Okay, so I've gone darker, but you can still see me, and you can still see me because Logitech cameras do HD light correction, so they will compensate for low light. So let's put the light back on, because as you know, I prefer to be lit. The next thing is, if I take that off and come here, it's got advanced capture software. Now I'm going to show you this software and we'll look at the Brio camera next. Okay, so low light we've looked at, and you know it's got low light compensation. Nothing better than having a light, but if you don't have a light, then the camera will do its best. And it's got a 78-degree field of view. Now, the other cameras that we're looking at later will have a 90-degree field of view, so wider angle. I'll show you what that means when we do the Brio. As I said, my camera is 6 years old. This version that you can see down in the carousel now was released March 2020, total rework, but essentially it does the same job. And millions of us actually bought the camera back in 2016 in its previous guise. Now, the unveiling, the great unveiling. When you buy this camera, you get 3 months license of XSplit VCam. XSplit VCam is background removal software, and I'm going to show you what background removal software is in a short video. I'm going to be here, but we're going to play a video from YouTube, which basically, if I can find it, just a second. I heard a noise then. Shouldn't hear a noise. Just bear with me a moment. Yeah, I found it. Okay, so this is not just a demonstration of XSplit VCam. This is how background removal software works. Okay, and I'm going to take, we've finished with the controls for Literalite, so I can hide those. And we can now come picture in picture with the video. So this is essentially how all background removal software works. So if you want to know how it's done, then let's just put the video full screen. I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. Is here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, First stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go, okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. From your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube. The second thing you can do, I'll just stop that for a second. Okay, so that's how background removal software works. Basically, it removes the background and then you slide another background in. Now, the background you slide in, as you saw just then, can be from your hard drive. It can be any photograph you've taken or any image you've got on your hard drive. That's one. Two is in your as your background, you can have a YouTube video. Now, the YouTube video will play without sound. That's the first thing to note. You can go to YouTube, you can find a public video, and you can bring the URL into XSplit VCam, and you can have a moving background. And it basically, it sets the mood for the broadcast. I mean, you'd actually amaze people if you went on a Zoom call with your C920x with a YouTube video. You blow their minds, because Zoom calls, you can stand out if you've got a background removal tool. We can stand out if you're actually speaking sense as well. The third thing you can do, and I wish I could at times actually stop things, but I can't. The third thing that you can actually do is that you can go and you can choose a web page as your background. Okay, so any web page. By default, web pages are public, so you can bring the URL in and you can have a web page as your background. So if you're talking about the news in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, then you can bring the newspaper in, show it on screen. Do give credit. Okay, and then the final place you can get your backgrounds from is a website, and that website is called unsplash.com, and unsplash.com is where photographers from around the world have sent in their best photographs. If you type in the search box on unsplash.com Paris, Texas, you'll get images from Paris, Texas. If you type in Paris, France, you'll get images for Paris, France. Okay, so that's basically this camera, Logitech C920x, down the carousel at $69.99 today, which is a good price, used by millions around the world. This version of it dates from 2020, so it's a very young camera. Logitech are well known for the stability of the build and the functionality. And all I need to do now is just part, because I need the tripod again later. I need to take the camera off the tripod. Remember, if you put it on a tripod, you can have it anywhere on your desking. Otherwise, you can pull down the lip there and put it over the top of your monitor. Simple and straightforward. Okay, now whilst I've been doing that, one of my friends in London has been commenting, watching on Facebook, and Corinda is saying, "Hey, Stephen," hey, Corinda, and Corinda is saying, "Nice." I'm not sure what that was in relation to, but thank you for the compliment to what I was talking about. So now The video I've just shown you is actually on YouTube, and you can go to YouTube and you can play the full video. So I can only, on Amazon Live, I'm here live. I'm not here to play videos, so I can only play short snippets of videos. Any videos that I do show you are available in their entirety on YouTube, and all you need to do is to go over to YouTube and to search for me. Wait a minute. Yep. Search for me. Okay. So that is this camera down the carousel, and it's time to move on. And where shall we go next? So we're going to go right. Okay. I suppose a reasonable question would be, why is this a spare camera now? Well, it's a spare camera because I'll show you the t-shirt later. It's got my initials on. It's a spare camera because I wanted to upgrade. I wanted to broadcast in 4K. Okay, so you've got 720, 1080, and 4K, which is somewhere at the top of the screen. And the Logitech Brio camera is a 4K webcam. Now you're watching the Logitech Brio camera now, and it's now down in the carousel. And the reason I'm highlighting this today, okay, is because it is Sharping, take a breath. It's 22% off. Logitech Brio is, well, I just love the Logitech Brio. 22% off, so it's $155.07 today. Now, a word about the pricing. The prices that you see in the carousel, some of them are discounted. When the price is discounted, I will tell you the discount holds whilst I'm live. Now, just looking at my watch, which says, my watch is saying, please charge the battery. Just a minute. Let's do this live. I'm going to take my watch off, which happens to be a Fitbit. And you're watching a live charging whilst we're on here. So put these two together. Just give me a second. If I get it the right way up, it's a very simple charger to use, but you do need to get it the right way up. And right down, give me a chance to talk about this. Down in the carousel is this portable charger, which I use when I go out and about filming video. But in addition to being a charger for my mobile phone, it's also a charger for my Fitbit, and I will be talking about Fitbits later. So I've put my Fitbit on charge, so we'll see how long it takes. Right, okay. That's the beauty of having all the kit around me. I can quickly sort of change pace and charge the Fitbit whilst I'm broadcasting. What a good idea. Okay, and that's from the power bank that's down the carousel. If you scroll the carousel, you actually see it, and all I can say is it works beautifully. So you're watching the Logitech Brio 4K webcam now, and the reason I got it is I wanted to broadcast in 4K, and 4K is the best resolution we can get at the moment. It is well, I got the camera, and I do use it on 1080 and 720, but 4K is where it's at. 4K is where we're headed. Not today, not tomorrow, but at some point, especially if Elon Musk gets involved, we'll have a super fast internet everywhere, and we'll be able to use the 4K cameras to broadcast live everywhere. But for the moment, you can take your 4K camera and you can use OBS or vMix or XSplit Broadcaster, and you can broadcast live to YouTube in 4K, which is a dream come true, to have such a quality of broadcast on YouTube for free. YouTube doesn't cost us anything, for free. It shows the Brio at its best. Okay, it's stunning to actually watch the replay, because I obviously couldn't watch it live, but I watched the replay, and the quality of the broadcast, we're getting close to TV quality here. It's brilliant. Yeah. Now, just a note, when you go to YouTube, all the videos are actually displayed in 720 or 1080. If you want to see 4K, you've got to click the cog and select 4K. Okay, then it will show you the broadcast in 4K. But it's absolutely stunning quality. Okay, just go over to YouTube and just search for me and search for 4K. It is ultra 4K, not just 4K, ultra 4K, and it just simply works. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. This is important. We talked about the Logitech C920x earlier. Okay, it's a brilliant camera, brilliant beginner's camera. This is the Brio we're talking about now. You're watching it now. The Brio's got a noise cancelling microphone. It's got twin mics, as we saw on the 920, but it's got noise cancelling. Now, what that means is that the only thing that you can hear now is my voice. You can't hear any noises from anything that's going on in the rooms around me. Okay, because, well, you just can't. I know you can't. Fingers crossed you can't. Okay, so noise cancelling microphone. All sorts of things go on when I'm broadcasting, which you just don't hear. It's got auto light correction. We talked about earlier. If I switch my light off, then the camera will do its best to auto correct. It's got a wide field of view. It's got a 90-degree field of view. Okay, and we'll see that in action in a moment. It's 4 times the resolution of a typical webcam. Oh, that's true. And it's got right light is the name of the auto light adjustment. Now, it's got 3 camera angles, 90, 78, and 65. Now, I'm going to stop there and come back to me. I love when software, well, when there is software for the hardware that we purchase. We looked at the software for the Literalite earlier. Now I'm going to show you the software which works with any Logitech camera. Okay, you go to logitech.com and you search for and download Logitech Capture. It's free. You bought the hardware. The software is totally free. Okay. So let's share screen again. And this might take a bit longer than last time because trying to get the software on screen is not the easiest thing in the world because it keeps disappearing. Okay. Have we got it? No, we missed it. Let's try again. Because it's a Windows app. Got it. I've got it. Because it's a Windows app. You know, when you share things, we do a screen share. And you can share individual tabs, Chrome tabs. I'm on Chrome. Yeah. And that's simple and straightforward. But if you're sharing a desktop app, it's a bit like fishing. You've got to try and catch the fish. Okay, because it keeps ducking under the water because Windows says it's not an active app. Anyways, let's stop waffling. Bring the software on screen. This is the Logitech software, which allows you to control your camera. Now I'm going to take it off full screen and I'm going to hide the video I showed you earlier. So we don't need that at the moment. And this is the software. This is a relative of Logitech Capture, but this is the easiest one to demonstrate. If you go to logitech.com, download the software, you have control over your camera. Let's go side by side. Okay. Now, my apologies for this. Okay, you'll see why in a moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the software that's on the right-hand side to actually change things up. So I'm going to talk about movements first of all, and you can, using the software, you can zoom in. Okay, now that's as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to quickly come back. Okay, now, so this image is zoomed, yeah, and you're using the software to actually do that. But the thing you'll notice is that this zoom, for want of a better phrase, you cannot see the top of my head. Now, the number of people I actually watch on Zoom calls whose head is cut off is untrue. Yeah, because that's not a good look. People get distracted. We can't focus properly on somebody whose top of the head's missing. Yeah, so When you're hang on. Oh, the zoom's off now. When you're framing yourself on camera, this is important. You must have headroom. Yeah, there must be room over the top of your head. That's the first thing. Don't cut your forehead off. Second thing is Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, doesn't matter. You need to be center of screen. If you're sat like this and you are on a Zoom call or presenting, people don't take you seriously. To be taken seriously, you have to be in the center of the screen and looking at the camera. Now, looking at the camera is a learned skill, okay? And I will admit, I am still learning. Most of the time, I remember to look at the camera. Occasionally, I don't. The difference between looking at the camera and not is that it now looks that I'm looking directly at you, okay? Which I am. Yeah, I'm not looking at the screen in front of me. I'm looking at the camera. The other thing is that if you're going to be on live video, the worst thing you can do is to fidget. Okay. You want to be as still as you can be on camera. That makes for a better picture. And it's not as heavy on your bandwidth, because every time you move your hands, your system's got to send out more pixels. Yeah. Basically, the only pixels that get transmitted are the ones that change. So if I'm sat like this, and I sat like this for 10 minutes, there's very little data being transferred. As soon as I put my hands up, more data is being sent. And it's also distracting to talk on camera with your hands. Yeah, these are just personal things. They don't mean, it's not a rule. Woe betide if I give you rules. I'm just guidelines, ideas about presenting yourself on camera. Okay, so that's the zooming part of things. Then what I can do, I need to change the layout here so you can actually see this properly. Just let me go here. I just need to change to there, which means that I've now got, we're both widescreen. You can't see the software, I appreciate that. But if you go with the principle, and you'll see the effect. So you're going to see the effect. If I go to the pan to the left, you'll see more over there. All right, okay, much too far. Okay, and if I pan to the right, you'll see more over there. And you can see, and this is the reason why, well, you can see a set of drawers being constructed at the moment to hold things. And we are, as you say, a work in progress. So let's quickly come back to me, and I'm trying to get back to me. Oh, good. You ever had the feeling, I want to go that way? Okay. When you can't see the drawers, I'm back in the right place. Okay. One of the things about doing this live is I may get it wrong. Okay. That's part of the course. That's live video. That's the brilliance of live video, that things will go wrong. And it's not just, well, let's just say they go wrong and you've got to recover from it. So that's that. Okay, so those are the movement that you can do. And you can also, if I go back to the software, you can also tilt up and down. Okay, and I don't want to take it too far. I want it to be about there. I'm happy at that. Okay, now we talked earlier about the field of view. This is a 90-degree field of view. And you can see more of my office. Let's go full screen for this. With a 90-degree field of view, you can see the bookcase at one side. You can see the new drawers being built at the other side. If I go to 78 degrees, yeah, and I'm going to 78 degrees now, then you see that I'm tightened on the green screen. This is the way I prefer it. I don't, when I'm live, I don't want to show what's behind me. I mean, this ability to go 90, 75, and 68. Okay, and if I go to 68, you'll see that it's tighter on me. 65, sorry. You see it's tighter on me now. Okay, so my preferred field of view is 78 degrees. back to the software. Okay, now, so those are the movements that we can do with the software. Okay, the top there, we can zoom in and zoom out. Remember the top of the head there. We can tilt and zoom, we can pan left and right. What you're trying to do essentially is you're trying to get it so that you are comfortable on camera. That's the reason we're doing this. You could, well, okay. Let's not go off too much of a tangent. Let's just stay with this for the moment. On the advanced tab, I can change the brightness. Now I'm going to change the brightness now. I'm going to go bright and bright. Okay, and this is going to work. So you can't see me now. And I'm going to go darker than dark. Yeah, and you can't see me now. Now all the default settings are 50-ish. I'm going to go ish because I'm trying to get it to 50 and it doesn't want to. Yeah, okay, I did it. Okay, so 50 degrees brightness. I can change the color intensity. I can go bright red. I can go sepia. Yeah, and I can go back. You guessed it. I can switch this back to 50. Okay, and I'm going to get to 50 nearly. Okay, a little bit more. Just a little bit. Okay, I'll settle for 51. I can change the contrast. So contrast like that, or go back to 50. Okay, and this one I do want to get right. Okay, auto white balance. In low lighting, it can help you. Okay, ordinarily though, yeah, so you see the difference in colors, and this is a personal preference thing as to how you actually look on camera. And I totally, well, I'm brighter than I was a minute ago. Let's just try something. That's better. Back to natural skin tones. Thank you, Logitech Literalite. So that's the software that comes with, you can download. Yeah, you can download it and it works with any Logitech camera. Okay, so back to me. I can stop sharing. So just go to logitech.com, download Logitech Capture, and that's good. Okay. Right. I want to say thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live today. I do appreciate you spending part of your day with me. If you have any questions about any aspect of live broadcasting, in terms of cameras, microphones, lighting, anything at all, then please do ask, and I'll do my best to actually answer. Okay, so let's carry on. I'm just going through down the carousel now. I've got the Elgato Wave microphone, which you're listening to. Okay, so the Elgato Wave microphone, which is highlighted in the carousel now, is the microphone that you're listening to. Now, I can't, well, just a minute. What I can do is I can bring in my second camera. Okay, so give me a second. And I'm going to go off full screen. And I need to do something else as well. Just give me a second. I'll be back. I'm not going far. I'm just going over here. Okay, so I'm going to shrink. You can shrink for a second. Just give me a second to shrink. Go here and shrink. Okay, you can now see my desktop. You can see my iPad. Okay, so I'm going to put the iPad over here out of the way. And you can see the Logitech Literalite, which I might come back to later. So I'm going to put that. I'll put that there, out of camera angle. I just need to make sure it doesn't go across the keyboard. Okay, so this is my demonstration area. Alexa, will it rain today?
It might rain tonight. It's a 53% chance at 2 a.m.
Right, okay. I don't mind it raining at 2 a.m. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with Rent-A-Room. My Alexa is down in the carousel. Alexa is a great font of education.
Here's something I found on the web. According to globalbankingandfinance.com, long renowned for producing
Alexa, stop.
most eminent.
Okay, sorry. There's Alexa, but what I want to show you is this, and this is, just a minute. I've got things caught up here. I want to show you this. This is, bringing it on center stage. This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which you've been listening to throughout this broadcast. I'm very fortunate in that I do panel broadcasts with 4 people on screen. And I did a broadcast last November, and I invited Krista Boven from Belgium, Alec Dorling from Sweden, and Rick Lover from the States. I said, what I want you to do is just bring your microphones with you. Okay. And basically, Chris brought her Blue Snowball, Rico brought his headset, and Alec Dorling brought this microphone, the one you can see now, or you can see it when I go here. You can see the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And I listened to Alec speaking, and I thought that is a brilliant, brilliant microphone. I love the richness, and I'm going to bring it back over here. I love the richness of the sound. And I put it on my wish list straight away. Yeah. And then I ordered it from Amazon. It arrived, and I've been using it ever since. And it is a quality build microphone. And I love the sound. I love the quality of the sound. You're listening to it now. So that's the best demonstration I can give you. You're actually listening to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone now. I'm going to point out some of its major features. And first of all, to give it its proper title. Okay, it is the Elgato Wave 3 premium USB microphone. It's got a digital mixer for streaming, which is absolutely brilliant. I'll show you that in a second. It's got a clip guard. It's got clip guard built in. You know the P's and the S's and that, yeah, those are guarded against. Okay. It's got a capacitive mute, which is quite possibly, most microphones have a button for muting. This has got a capacitive mute, which means if you wash your hand over the top, then it will switch itself to mute. Now, that's caught me out a couple of times when I've been merrily broadcasting away on Amazon Live. I was in full flow. I was talking about product. I was enjoying talking about it. I was giving a full-blown review of something. And then I noticed that my microphone was off. And I thought, well, who switched my microphone off? And the answer was, I did. Right. So I'm hoping that the next Elgato, it's only a minor thing. It's only me. Well, one or two of me. That's the only downside in this microphone, because other than that, okay, it is. I can't memorize this, so I'm going to read it. When it comes around again, I shall read it. Okay, because some things you just can't memorize. Yeah, even if you understand them, you can't memorize them. It's a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern that captures speech with precision. And it does. I mean, if I listen to replays of me, then I recognize myself. I suppose you can't say further than that, can you? Going further down, it was released in 2020 in June. Okay, over to the iPad, and let's check what's happening on the iPad. Okay, so you've been listening to the microphone, Logitech, sorry, the Elgato Wave microphone, and thank you. Right, the next thing we're going to go on to is a hobby that I took up. I just need to go to the carousel for a moment. Just give me a second, and I'm going to go over here, back again, and I'm going to go to the Gimbal Stabilizer, the Hohem Gimbal Stabilizer. Okay, and it's highlighted in the carousel now. And basically, I love, just a minute, I'm going to show you a video in a minute, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you a video shot with the gimbal that's down the carousel. I love going out with my mobile phone and shooting video. And when I do it, I broadcast live from my phone to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I so enjoy doing it. I mean, we go out, and Angelica, my partner, and I go out, we visit English country houses, castles, and national monuments. We do the grand tour, we walk around everything. We probably have a cream tea or a sausage roll. And then I take 20 minutes out to actually do a short video of the places we visited. So Stonehenge, Avebury, Courts Garden, Salisbury Cathedral, the place at Portsmouth Dockyard, all the places we've actually been to, I shoot video and I'm live and I broadcast for about 20, 25 minutes. And it's all because of the phone. But if I use my mobile phone like that, and just for argument's sake, let's say this, if your phone is expensive, there is one thing that you are worried about, and that is actually dropping your phone. Yeah. And your concentration is so much on dropping your phone that you miss your best shots. Yeah. You're concentrating on that wrong thing. The other thing, which is natural with mobile video, is that when you're shooting with your mobile phone, your hand is going to go up and down. It's the walking that's doing that. You're actually moving the phone up and down, and you can't stop it, right? Because it's a natural walking rhythm, and you don't have to be climbing a mountain. You just have to be walking along, and the camera will go up and down. Okay. Now, those are two problems that a home gimbal, which is down the carousel today at 8414, will actually help you with, and help me. And that's why I've been able to do 20 videos. Yeah, 20 mobile videos. So I'm going to open this up and bring on the gimbal. Okay, so here's the home gimbal. It's called the steady gimbal because it does keep things steady. Okay, now its job, it's got two jobs. One is to hold your phone securely, so you're no longer worried about dropping it. And if we go to my second camera, you can see, so I move the microphone out of the way. Okay, so just a minute. Sorry for any noise there. I think I've trapped a cable. I have. Just a second. Just a second. We need to make adjustments on the desktop. You're watching live desktop adjustments. Okay, and I'm going to put this back the way I want it. Okay, and that's better. All right, so this is the gimbal. Okay, you put the gimbal, well, first of all, you take your phone, you take the case off your phone and you put it in the gimbal. Now, in the clamp will expand. It will take larger phones, okay, larger mobile phones. So take the case off your mobile phone and put it in the clamp. Yeah, that's your first job. Then you need to stabilize. You need to switch it on. Now, you shouldn't switch it on when you're holding it, because the first thing a gimbal does is to actually calibrate. And if you're holding it, it can't calibrate correctly. So you want the gimbal to be on a hard surface. In this case, it's on a desktop, but it could be on a bench or it could be on a flat rock. As long as it's flat, then you can switch it on. And it's just one switch to switch on. Now, on the control panel, I'll just come back to me. On the control panel, I'm coming back to me. On the control panel at the front, you've got the red button is the on off, and then you've got the ability to actually zoom in, zoom out, pan left, pan right, tilt up, tilt down, all within there. There is an app that you can download on your iPhone or on your Android phone to actually control this. That I've yet to work out. If your phone's in there, never mind, let's not go there. You've got physical controls there. So it's changed the way that I actually do things, because I enjoy mobile video. I enjoy shooting mobile video. So what I'm going to do now, because I could wax lyrical about this, but I think it's better if I actually show you a video of using the gimbal. So let's go into here. I just want to go in here a minute. I want to set something up. Just give me a second. Okay, and it'll be here. I know it's here because I wrote it down. Okay, just a minute. Everything should go smoothly in a live broadcast, but occasionally you're going to misplace something. Right. What I wanted was this. I'm looking for this. All right, this video was created using the home gimbal. Now we've got choices. I'm going to show you a video that was actually created using the gimbal, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick one of my videos for you to for us to actually watch. So I think I'm going to go to, just a second. I'm going to go Avery, Laycock, Durham, Portsmouth. Okay. Right, so we're going to go, I'm going to go off solo. I'm going to hide my second camera. So this video was shot using this gimbal, and we're going to visit Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, which are in Portsmouth in the south of England. This was on a sunny day in 2021. So I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. So I want this on the bottom of the screen. Okay. And then I'm going to switch my microphone off. Is ship built in Great Britain, and it's steam powered, not sail powered. And we're just going to walk alongside to give you an idea of the size of this. Over there is a tower, 385 feet, I think. You can actually go up in a lift to the top, but we're concentrating on the shipping today as we're at the dockyards. Welcome to HMS Warrior, Her Majesty's ship Warrior, or His Majesty's ship as it was when it was commissioned. And this is just an amazing place. As I pan round, we're actually, the estuary is over there, and we have all the buildings on the right. As usual, I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website, live from Portsmouth in England, as Angelica and I do our tour of Hampshire. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid people. And hello. No, we're not. Okay. I think you're not allowed to photograph on board, hence his question, which is a fair one. Today we're just taking a walk around the dockyards as opposed to touring the facilities. It's wonderful because you can actually get onto the dockyards for free, which is what we've done today, and you can walk around and you can film, and nobody's going to stop you. So I'm going to go as far as here and then turn around and watch Angelica coming towards us, and we'll turn around and head back because we don't know what's going to come next. We've just done this part, so Angelica's going to follow me as I turn around. Hey, come here. Right, okay. So we've not been here before, so whatever we see next is a mystery to us as well as to you. But this is Portsmouth, which was the foremost naval dockyard. We've just learnt earlier this morning that the first ships to leave England for Australia in the 1700s left from Portsmouth, and we saw the site where they actually left from. That's the first 11 ships to actually go to Australia, and that coincides with the founding. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fast forward the video. Okay, the full video is on YouTube. It's about 25 minutes long, and I'm now going to show you exactly what we saw when we're walking around the dockyards. Oh, that is just, you can go on board any of these, but for today we've just decided that we're going to return to Portsmouth and spend a full day here, because we've only got sort of half a day. There are 11 different attractions and we can't possibly do them all in one day, but this is just stunning. I'm sure Angelica's somewhere near. As we walk up, British flag proudly flying, as we walk to the stern. Okay, as I say, this is the first time that we've seen this, so Mary Rose Museum. I just love being able to go around and tour and to take gimbal with me and record video. Basically, I love desktop, but mobile is a totally different thing. Now, you notice in the video that just played, I was narrating and I was talking about everything that was actually on the video. I did crib the morning before, sort of rehearse before we actually visit, so I can actually say something intelligent, or seem to be intelligent, seem to be knowledgeable. But I love this now, and the fact that I was doing narration means that I wanted to be heard. Now, you could use the inbuilt microphone on your mobile phone, but it's not, well, it's not as good as the next item in the carousel. I got cut off then.